Hey, I'm out there. Cool. What's up, everybody? Okie dokie. I think we're live. So I'm turning that off. Turn that off. Kill that channel. Check, check, check. Test, test, test. We still got audio? Yeah? Okay. All right, y'all. Hey, how's it going? I'm out here in TV land. It's so nice to see you all. It is almost the end of April. What? It is wild. Thank you 100% to everybody who is out there that tunes into a yoga, to likes a picture on Instagram. It is just so hard for all of us right now. And I gotta admit, I'm feeling it. What you don't see on the other side of that camera is that this place is kind of a mess, though I picked it up a little bit. And we've turned into this sort of ad hoc one-man yoga studio. TV studio instead of sort of the clean, tidy space that we're accustomed to for yoga. When I say we, it's mostly just me. I'm so glad you're here. If you're out there, we're going to do an hour, 60 minutes, and then some, maybe a little bit of Hatha style yoga. It's my Common Core class that I teach regularly on Monday nights at 6 o'clock. But coming up this week, we have Austin on Tuesday at 6, Mindful. And Wednesday night with our friend Maggie Rose Rucker, who is based out of Gainesville, Florida. She's at Maggie Ruckus on Instagram. We're going to check her out Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. It's a special guest flow class. We're stoked. She's going to live stream that from Florida. So we'll figure out how all that stuff works later. But again, if you have any issues, let me know in the comments on the live video if there's technical errors, things like that. But other than that, we'll just go ahead and get going at the top of the mat. I'll stand over here tonight. Watch out for these fancy seats. As you can see, we're in Studio North, the north side of the studio, Studio B. Hands to heart center. Big inhales. Exhales. Just arriving on the mat with a happiness and contentedness of having nothing in this moment to do. Couple more deep breaths right here. One more inhale. One more exhale. We'll begin. Sweep the arms up, wide and high. Lengthen up, try to touch the ceiling. Soften your knees and come all the way down to the floor. When you get down there and you're upside down, relax the head. Shake it yes and no. Pick up the toes, spread them out nice and wide. Maybe even bend one knee and then the other. Shifting the weight from side to side. We'll bring the hands up to the shins. Halfway lift, flatten the back, lengthen the spine. Exhale, soften the knees and bring belly to thighs. Let's do two more. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten the back. Exhale, deepen the fold. One more halfway lift. Exhale, deepen the fold. Roll up to the top. Stand up nice and tall. Reach up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Two more half salutations. Sweep them wide and high. Lengthen up. Exhale. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deepen the fold. Reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more like that. Reach up nice and tight. Long through the fingers. Exhale, soften the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deepen the fold. Reverse swan dive all the way to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. What is this thing doing up here? All right. Inhale, arms up wide and high, lengthen up. Soften the knees, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deepen the fold. Back to the sky. We're just doing a bonus half salutation there. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Let's go arms up wide and high. Reach up overhead, reach for the ceiling. Bring those fingers, palms together, lengthen up. Exhale, bend to the left. And then inhale, back up through the ceiling, nice and tall. Exhale, bend over to the right. Inhale, up through the ceiling, nice and long, lengthen up. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhale, up through center, reach up nice and tall. Exhale, bend to the right. One more time, each direction, up and out of the waist, over to the left. Back up through center on the inhale. Exhale, over to the left, right. Back up through center. Split the arms, cactus arms. Elbows back, wide and high. Lift the heart up, lean back, eyes up. Reach through the heels, through the crown of the head, and try to find the wall behind you. Just with your eyes pressing into the floor. Lengthen up a little bit more. Exhale completely, and then inhale, tall, nice and long. Exhale, soften the knees, dive forward from the waist. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, plant the hand, step the right foot back, set the knee down, release the top of the foot, and then arms come up overhead. So we're pushing into that right leg and knee, shifting weight slightly forward into the left knee, but pulling left hip back at the same time. Lengthen up, hold, exhale. Big inhale, big exhale. Thanks. Inhale, lengthen up one more time. And then exhale, hands down to the earth. Push back to down dog. Here's where we make that transition back and pedal out your down dog quite a few times, lefts and rights. You guys hold that, move around a little bit for a few breaths. I'm going to check on something really quick. See what. Forward to the plank pose, and then make some adjustments to arrive in a comfortable plank. Lengthen the back of the neck, height of the toes, shift the weight forward or back. Knees then come to the earth as you bend your elbows and lower. Pull your heart forward for a backward bend, and then return to the earth. Use the hands and the knees to push up and through. We'll end up back in that down dog and pedal, pedal, pedal. Just a couple more times here. Inhale. Exhale. Coming down to the knees, stepping the right foot up to that front of the mat, allowing the left knee to push down through the top of the foot, arms and heart sweep up overhead. Crown of the head nice and long. Lengthen up and hold here. This is low lunge, other side. Big inhale, big exhale. Big inhale, and then hands come down to the mat. Do step forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten the back. Exhale, bend the knees deep in the fold. Reverse swan dive all the way to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll do it again. Sweep up wide and high, long through the fingertips. Reach up nice and tall. And for the sake of consistency, I'll say it backwards, over to the left. Hold this stretch, reaching up more out of the waist, but pushing down into the feet. You're squeezing your thighs together, but creating more space to try to get taller and longer, all the way down this one side of the body. Exhale completely, and then inhale, back up nice and long. Soften the knees once again, head over the opposite direction, pulling two armpits up past the ears, but still pressing down into the feet, squeezing in with the thighs and down through the heels, lift up through the toes. Big inhale, big exhale. Inhale back up to the ceiling. We'll take our backward bend option to keep the palms together. Reaching again up and out of the waist. Press down through the heels. Squeeze the thighs toward each other. Lean back, upper body back. Breathe. Inhale up to the ceiling nice and tall. Soften the knees. Exhale, dive forward from the waist. Inhale, halfway lift. Right foot does step back. This time, stay high on those right toes, but press down through the ball of the foot as you rotate the torso up into a neutral position. Arms can sweep up overhead when you're ready. High lunge, crescent lunge. Big inhale, big exhale. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Then do step back to downward facing dog. The next transition is forward to the plank. Any adjustments as you desire. Knees can be down, highly recommended. Bend the elbows lower down. Backward bend. And then make your way back and up. Downward facing dog. Pedal, pedal, pedal. Two more breaths here. Look forward. Right foot makes its way to the front of the mat. Left toes or the ball of the foot stays planted. Push down through it. Roll yourself up torso-wise. Then worry about getting the arms up overhead. Doesn't have to be some swoopy, graceful motion. Just your opportunity to connect here with the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Let's take a couple more. Big inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the mat, step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deepen the fold. Reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll go again right away. Sweep it up wide and high. Exhale, hips back and down, chair pose. So pushing firmly down into the feet. Draw the heart up to the ceiling. Draw the tail underneath you. Lengthen the back of the neck. Inhale. And then exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Step the right foot back. Press it down into the earth. And then we'll come up for warrior one. Pushing into that left knee. Pushing back through that right heel. Back of the neck's nice and long. Inhale, create space. Exhale, draw yourself into your exhale breath down into the floor. Big inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale again. And then exhale, hands down to the earth. Do push back to down dog. And then roll forward to plank. Here's your opportunity to move through a few more of those vinyasas throughout class. I think there's 3 more in the warm-up here. Take your time. Skip what you like to skip because it's the right choice to make, however you choose to make it. And then we'll move our way back to the front of the mat. Drop the hips, sweep the arms up. Sit the hips back and down. Draw the belly in. Lean back a little bit more and hold. Couple breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. This time the left foot steps back. Set it down at an angle. Arms come up overhead, and you find yourself in that warrior one other side, pushing deeply through that rear heel, but lengthening a little bit more up through the neck. Big inhale. Hold here. Exhale. One more inhale. And then hands down to the earth, push back. Plank pose option. Down dog option. Cat and cow. Not uncommon. Child's pose or some other resting position. One more. Move to the front of the mat, maybe with the opposite foot first. Drop the hips back down. Sweep the arms back up to find that chair pose. Big inhale, stand up tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll do it again, arms up wide and high. Exhale, hips back and down. Big inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Plant the hands and step back. Oops, no, that's not it. Right foot back. Excuse me. Sorry, Steph. Arms up overhead. Warrior one. Push through two inner edges of your feet. So your left inner edge pushing forward. Your right inner edge pushing back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step on back. Roll forward, plank. And you can even get to plank pose and then be like, nope, I'm going back to down dog. Look forward, step forward, chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift. Left foot steps. Find those two inner edges of your feet. Push them down and away from each other. Lift arms up overhead, warrior one. Big inhale. Big exhale. Inhale again. Exhale, hands down. Step back. Last option for that set of postures that we call vinyasa. Hold here for a couple breaths and down dog. Look forward, step forward. Drop the hips, sweep the arms up. Inhale, stand up tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, let's move on to some more balance poses. Okie dokie. Shifting your weight into your left foot. I'm going to do my left foot. Hover the right thigh up here to parallel. Now I'm hiking my hip up a little bit, so let's try to draw it back and down. Even if that means you need to put a bounce into this left leg to balance on one foot. Pulling the thigh up into the chest. You can stand up a little bit taller. The objective is not to worry about straightening either leg. It's to find a comfortable place where you can balance. Now you might find that if you lift the ears up a little bit more, that helps. Or you draw the belly in, that helps. Or you push down into the foot, that helps. Whatever focal point seems to be the one that takes you out of thinking too much about balance, because balance is one of those things that if you overthink it, you will overdo it, and it doesn't tend to work. But when you approach it a little more casually, it's a little more accessible. Let's put that leg back down, okay? Shift the weight over to your right foot, or whatever foot you're doing at home. Shift the weight and then pull the opposite leg up. Now, depending on how your hamstrings and hip flexors and all that stuff is attached, maybe this hip comes up a little more, a little down. Keep a little bounce to the standing leg, in this case my right one, so that I can hold long enough to find a neutral sensation. The middle of the pad of the foot, where I'm not quite to the middle or to the outside, somewhere in between, using the hands to assist as I so desire. And then set that leg back down. Okay, we'll do it one more time, this time with a little bit more to it. So shifting the weight into that standing leg, bringing this leg up to parallelis, draw the belly up and in, hold on to the thigh. Now, option to stay here with the hold, or you can find a grip of the foot by using one hand, 2 fingers, or if you wanted, option to use both hands. Lengthening all the way up. Take a big inhale, take a big exhale, and maybe you extend that leg some amount forward. Breathe, nice and slow. And then you'll bend the knee, release the grip, and with control, put the foot back down. And that gives you the training to stop before you react. Balance is one of those things, again, we tend to get going and then it just carries us on. So if you interrupt by slowing down each action, you have a little more access. Opposite leg comes up to parallel, but then you tend to overthink it. And then you get a hold of that foot if you're so inclined, or continue to hold the underside of the thigh. When you're ready, shift the weight slightly into the heel, kick the opposite leg forward. Couple deep breaths here. And then with control, bend that leg, set the foot back down. Okay, I'm going to switch it around. We're going to keep balancing on that left foot, but I'll bring my right hand and palm out to the side, opening up my right shoulder, thumb toward the back of the mat, chin, eyes, gaze forward. Left hand comes up to the ceiling, and then shift the weight into your left foot. Now you can balance and hold here. I do love this version of dancer, or you can bend the knee and go to pick up the foot. Now I have my foot from the inside of the ankle. See if you can reach up a little taller out of the waist. Okay, to play with your balance here, kick, 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 and then hold. Exhale deeply. And then come on back out. We'll switch over to the other side, shifting the weight into the right foot, opening left palm, left foot steps back, heart forward, hand up to the ceiling. Pull yourself open and apart, shift the weight into that right foot, bend the knee, and then pick up the foot. Squeeze the knee in, reach up a little bit more out of the waist. Woo! Don't try to look over at your screen while you're doing it. Keep breathing, especially in the low belly, the space deep below the belly button. And with control, come on back out. Okay, we're going to move on from here, but first come back to a neutral standing position, hands to heart center. Big inhale, big exhale. Sweep arms up wide and high, reach up nice and tall, lengthen up. Soften the knees, exhale, dive forward. Halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands and step back to plank pose. So once you get in plank pose, this is another one of those options. You can make sure to find the set of sequences, posture shapes that will work, that gives you what you think you need in the moment. I think the routine of a vinyasa can be a very lovely thing, being mindful of wrists and shoulders and all of those things.
Let's take 3 more deep breaths. One more. Looking forward, send your left foot up to the front of the mat. Flip around. Spin the right heel down and windmill up to warrior two. Pressing out through 2 middle fingers that direction, out through 2 outer edges of the heels, but pulling in through 2 inner edges at the same time. You negotiate between those 2, which seems to be more of your opportunity today. And then hold for a couple of breaths. Warrior two. Take that left palm, sweep it up to the sky, reverse your warrior longer through that side, reach down through the right hand and find a little stretch from rib to armpit and beyond. Inhale through the warrior two, reach out nice and wide. Exhale, left elbow pushes against the thigh, right hand reaches up and away. Don't be afraid to bend into that left knee while you're reaching up out of the waist. We're going opposite directions always. So down to the floor, up to the sky, out through the right foot, out through the left foot, in through the belly button. I don't know where the out is. Exhale, come on back up. Straighten the left leg, pick up the toes and turn the whole thing the other direction. So we'll wiggle and adjust until I've got 2 heels in one line and I've closed this left foot and or hip. Pressing firmly down through the left heel, through the right knee. Reach again out of the waist. Waist singular. Pull the arms apart. One more. Finish the exhale. Sweep hand up to the sky. Reverse your warrior. Exhale. Stay for a couple of breaths. Press down through the left heel, up through the right hand. Inhale back through the warrior two. Reach out. Exhale, right elbow down, left hand to sky. But don't lean into it. Don't lazily linger on the thigh. Push away from it and push up into the left hand at the same time. Oh. One more. It's one I could do all day. It's that left side. Straighten the right leg, 10 toes in to face the long side of the mat. Now, heel toe, and you tell you've got them about in a comfortable line, shifting the weight side to side. Lift up out of the waist, and then soften the knees. Forward fold. Now, it's not about getting underneath yourself here. You have lots of room in the spine. Inhale to lengthen. And then exhale, bring belly to thighs. Option to reach out, if you're stable, and get a hold of ankles or sides of the calf muscle. Give it a little tug. And then reverse your way back up. Might need to heel toe in a couple of times. Come all the way up to standing and turn to face the front of the mat. Shake it out. Arrive back at standing, Samastiti. Inhale, arms up wide and high. Reach up nice and tall. Lengthen up, soften the knees. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, and make your way down through vinyasa to downward dog. Couple breaths here. Look forward, step forward, left foot. Right foot, warrior two. We'll just move through these two right away. So on your next inhale, sweep up to the sky, take the exhale. Inhale, back through the warrior two, and then find yourself in that extended side angle, or option to come a little closer to the floor by reaching that left hand down, right hand up. Press through the heel, lengthen the back of the neck, find some space here. Exhale deeply. Inhale up, warrior two. Straighten the left leg, turn the feet in, turn the feet out, find yourself pointed the other direction, and then there it is. Hold warrior two, and then inhale, sweep high. Exhale. Inhale, warrior two. Move into that triangle option. Reaching down, 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 up, 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 pulling yourself out of the way, starting at the left heel, working through the crown of the head. Eyes go wherever they go. Inhale up through the warrior two, nice and long, and then straighten that right leg, turn the 10 toes in, heart, hips, and hands a little more forward. Now, let's go for that goddess option. So scooting the toes in, out, heels in, drawing the tail slightly under and squat down. Woo! Every day, it's different. It's weird. Okie doke. Couple more breaths here. Hands optional. One more. Stand up tall. Whew. Turn in, shake it out. Okay, so equal standing and tree pose. So shift your weight into your left. Bring the right foot somewhere up on the inside. You can use the hand to get it there. But instead of pushing that knee out and down, see if you can stay with the two hips pointed forward and level-ish. Crown of the head's nice and long. Sit up tall. And then let's switch sides. Shift the weight over to that right foot. Find a spot for yourself. Turn that left foot out. Awesome. Set that leg back down. Okay, usually we throw in a malasana squat here. Toes out, heels in. Drop the hips nice and low. Easy to go that far. Come up a little higher. I'm not even sure if that level of squat is good for me these days. Just because I can doesn't mean I should. Okay, and then placing the hands down onto the floor, you have that option to play with Bakasana crow pose. Shift your weight slightly forward into the knees, and then maybe pull, heels up to groin. That was fun. Okay, take a break, friends. Land on your belly all the way down. Oh, seems like a good spot. Okay, dokie, perfect. Hands come underneath you. Tops of the knees, tops of the feet, push them down into the floor. Exhale deeply. Let's take a Bhujangasana, cobra pose. So don't worry about the top of the head. Think more about lifting the back of the neck up toward the wall behind you. And then these hands, you can use them if you want, but keep breathing nice and strong. One more. All the way back down. Let's do a second one. Hands underneath you. Option to take those hands out even wider. See if you can wrap the elbows toward the waist and roll the shoulders back and down. But again, not lifting with the back of the neck or the top of the head, lifting with the back of the neck. Now I think about pressing my knees into the floor for myself. That actually makes it so much harder. So push the knees and the top of the feet down. Sometimes we just press the top of the feet down and lock out the knees. See if you can go for both. One more. And lower down. Head turns in. Arms relax. Let's go for a full locust, but not really. Cactus arms position. So elbows out to the sides, palms facing flat and down, elbows in line with the shoulders, not back, but just kind of a little bit ahead of the shoulders. Push firmly down, lift the heart up, lift the hands up, lift the feet up, and then you're hanging out. Now you might push into the belly, but see if you can draw the belly up and in, and then lift the wings, lift the back of the neck, and continue to hold here. Inhale, exhale. And then lower all the way down, take a little break. Let's go for a second one. Fullish locust. Now, let's have fun with this one though. So bring the soles of the feet together and the knees wide out. Also cactus arms. Pressing into the feet and the knees. Push them together. Lift the knees up. Lift your elbows up. Push firmly down. See if you can lift up a little more, both the big toes and the thumbs. And then all the way back down. Head turns in, arms come down. Take a break. Okay, second set. Or last thing on the belly, excuse me. Bend the left knee. Grab a hold of the left foot with your left hand. Reach your right hand forward. Find a position where you can keep the knee in line, hip down, press into fingers and kick up. So left shoulder goes up. Soften the elbow slightly. Back of the neck's nice and long. Kick up a little more. And then relax. We'll do the other side right away. Left hand comes forward, bend the right knee, grab a hold of the right foot. You can flex the toes slightly, push down into the hip and knee on the right side, kick a little more, and then bring yourself up. Again, not finding all of that length in the low back or the back of the leg, but really more the middle of the heart. Seeing if you can pull your sternum forward and press your knees back at the same time. Ooh. And all the way back down. Whoa. Take a break. I'm going to be sore tomorrow. All right, hands and knees. Come up. Go ahead and come up to standing. Standing up on the hands and the knees. Find that position where we can do our Ustrasana camel pose. Draw the belly in, yes. Point the tail down, yes. All of these things slightly. And use the glutes at 80% of their capacity. So don't squeeze everything you got, but like use most of it. Push a little forward, but lengthen out of the waist as much as you can. And then that might be as far as you need to go. Head and neck relaxed, jaw relaxed, eyes up and open. Keep breathing. Now, once again, you're going to push down into the fronts of the knees, tops of the feet, both at the same time, and lengthen a little bit more. Look up a little higher. Couple more breaths. And then bring yourself all the way back up and side saddle your way down onto your seat. So you find that position where you can sit onto sits bones, lift the knees up into the chest, sit up nice and tall. Woo. Big inhale, big exhale. One more. Finish the exhale, and then cross and roll forward. Okay, down with the knees. Again, feet are about hip distance apart. Press into those tops of the feet. Fire up the glutes just a little bit. Lengthen up out of the way. See if you can get taller still by pressing into your knees. And then begin to look back. Exhale deeply. Come on back all the way to the top. Take that exhale breath. Side saddle down to the sacrum. Find your seat. Sit up nice and tall. Whew. And squeeze into the knees, into the ankles, lift up through the heels. And then press down and see if you can lift up a little more out of the waist. And relax. all the way down onto the back for the moment. Take a little break here. Oh, all right. We'll come back up to a seat in the easiest way that works for you. Oftentimes, that's a roll to the side. And then send two legs out right in front of you. Make some adjustments. So you've got lots of room, pushing firmly down into the sits bones, and that's room out of the waist. And then we'll press those palms into the floor, roll the shoulders back a couple of times. Back of the neck is as long as it gets. Sacrum is pressing down toward the floor. Big inhale. Big exhale. And release. Dandasana staff pose. We'll pull that right knee up into the chest. Sit up nice and tall on that sits bone. Give it a hug. Shifting toward the left elbow. So it might not be comfortable for you to hold this leg in here. You can have the foot a little more forward, a little wider out. You can even simply hold the knee with the hand like so. Right hand comes behind you to push into the floor, but at the same time, I'm pushing into my right sits bone. And then begin to move the belly and move it out of the way if the thigh is in the way. Move the chest just a little bit, and then turn the chin maybe just a tiny bit. Come on, back in to center. Okay, we'll send that foot up into the left hand and bring it across the body. Shake it side to side like we do. Okay, shake that leg out. Hug the left knee in. Oops, that was skipping ahead there. Sit up nice and tall. I was thinking about something else. And see if you can find the position where you begin to move the body the other direction. So holding the knee in, pressing the left hip down, and turning. Ooh, there's a pop. Come back into center, pick up that foot, and draw it across the body. Shake it side to side. All right. Pick one spot, take a couple breaths. And release. All right. Little right to left, left to right. And then what do we do next, friends? Wide-legged forward fold, that's right. So find a comfortable position. It is so hard to teach to the camera. Lose complete track of time, and coincidentally, we're getting there a little bit early. So sit up nice and tall. Lengthen the back of the neck, as I am fond of saying. Press down into the sit bones to see if you can lift up a little bit more out of the waist. And then pull yourself gently ever so forward until you're like, okay, that's about good. Now, Again, we could easily lock out the knees here. Many of us, if you can, press down into the heels, pull the heels toward yourself, and see if you can draw a little bit more in to get a little bit more taller. It's like a tube of toothpaste. You squeeze in, it gets longer. So we find that space in the middle, and then we use that length to fold over top. Big inhale. Big exhale. And then come back up into center and make yourself into a comfortable seat. That could be sitting cross-legged, half lotus, lotus, sitting up on a blanket or a bolster or block. Take a few deep breaths. Big inhale. Big exhale. See if you can begin to soften your jaw, relax the space around the nose. Let the space behind the eyes and in the bridge of the nose soften. Couple more deep breaths here. Thank you so much for joining me here today, friends. It's an honor and a pleasure to have you on the other side of the camera, wherever you are in time and in space. If you like what we do, you can support us on Patreon. And to all of you out there, regardless, thank you so much. We'll see you next time.